Okay, we're recording. So hi, everybody. My name is Jonathan Easterbrooks. Just wanted to wish you a warm welcome and welcome to HIM 301 and English 301. So I'm going to be your teacher for the HIM content, and my partner is going to be...
Hi, everyone. I am Lisa Hoffman Reyes. Feel free to call me Lisa. And yes, I will be helping you with the English portion of this learning community. So please feel free to contact me with any issues, questions, clarifications, or anything in between.
Yep, great, thank you. Yeah, this is our first time doing a recording together, so we're still trying to figure each other out in terms of nonverbal cues. But yeah, we wanted to record this video just to walk you through the two classes, because this is a learning community designated by the college. So you have to have both classes being taken at once. So we have the HIM 301 class, which is basically an overview of health information in general. It's not super detailed in all the topic areas, but it's going to go through and touch on the revenue cycle, privacy, what does a medical record look like, and what does the profession look like. So we're going to cover a lot of material, but it's going to be a pretty fun class because it gives you an idea of what the next 2 years is going to look like. And Lisa, I don't know if you want to do a little overview of a little snapshot of English 301.
Sure, absolutely. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and share the screen so I can talk you through what we're going to be working with this quarter. Let's see. Jonathan, it's giving me a signal: host disabled participant screen sharing.
Try it now.
Okay, there we go. Okay. Minimizing. Okay, here we go. All right. And so I'm sorry, I'm just moving things around a tiny bit. There we go. With this course, you'll just basically be moving down the page. So you'll be starting with the Welcome Start Here module. And throughout the course, we've got supplementary modules, and I'll walk you through some of those links in a moment. And then this is a very important link that we'll talk about more next week, but I'll brush upon it in a moment. And then just to show you that everything is laid out, week 1, week 2, and so the course will just be moving down the page. And so as you enter the course this week, you'll begin at the beginning. The first link here is the syllabus with course policies, which you may want to print out. And I'll come back to that in just a second to hit upon a couple of small points. I want to let you know that you do have access to the full textbook with this second link in the welcome module, though I've also parsed it out into each weekly module. So you'll have the chapter that we're working with that week, but if you ever feel that you want or need it, you've got the full textbook link here as well. Before you go into those discussion board posts that begin with week 1, you'll want to read the explanation of discussion board posts, which just sort of orients you in what you want to hit upon and what the requirements are in terms of posting and replying. And do note that the requirements with those are slightly different with the English course and the HIM course. So make sure when you're in my discussion boards that you've got those specifications in your mind that you want to be fulfilling with the English portion. We have a discussion board before even the week 1 module. This is ungraded, just so we can get to know each other and see who's in the course. So if you'll participate with that at sometime the first week, that'd be wonderful. And then we have this discussion board post that you can return to throughout the course if you have a question or comment or need some help that's of a more general nature and that you feel might be useful to other students as well. With this discussion board, I'm not checking it as frequently as email. So be sure that if you have a pressing need, you're emailing me directly right away. And also remember that it's a public space. If you have something that's more sensitive or personal that you'd like to discuss with me, shoot me an email and I'll get right back with you. But this will give us a place where we can converse informally with each other about assignments, and that you can converse with each other. Feel free to comment on something that someone else has posted. If you know the answer, or if you too have a question and you're extending their question. So we'll use that throughout the quarter as needed. This second module is resources that'll help you succeed in the course. This first one is a wonderful library introduction from Heather Galanders in the TCC library, and she's put together some material specific to our course. I'm sorry, actually, this first one is the HIM one that I've listed there. The second one is particularly, oh, no, pardon me. The first one is for English. The second one, I've listed the HIM one as well, so that you have them in the same space. But these are library guides that'll help you with research for both courses. And then I have a link to the Writing Center. Please feel free to avail yourself of the Writing Center tutors. They can help you with especially small order writing concerns, but also brainstorming and any kind of broader concerns that you may have about writing that you don't necessarily want to consult with me about, though I'm available to help you as well. Finally, and this one is an important one, is the e-learning technical support link. Gives you some contact information and ways of getting technical support, because that's something that you'll want to contact them about. I won't be able to do too much troubleshooting with tech, so that link will take you to where you want to be with that. And then the APA style guide is just some general APA resources that'll help you as you're compiling essays in APA, papers in APA, and then citing and researching. And we'll be using APA for this course. Moving down quickly, I just want to show you again that this is something we'll talk more about next week, but these are the 4 major writing assignments and the broad parameters for those. And this is the intellectually juicy, and for me, the most interesting part of the course, in the sense that it'll require and allow and offer you the opportunity to really delve into your own interests. And within those, we'll have parameters within which to craft excellent professional pieces of writing. So in a moment, when we look at the syllabus, I'm going to show you how those are, what portion of those are comprising the grade, along with in the work in the weekly modules. So starting Monday, you'll move through these. Each module is situated pretty similarly, with typically about 5 links. And within those, usually there's something to read. Often there's something to watch. And in this case, there's a link that you can review, and then there'll be a discussion board and an assignment that you'll submit. And again, with the discussion boards, you'll go back to that explanation of discussion board posts. And the assignments have due dates with them, as you can see, and the other pieces you're just reading and watching before you complete those assignments. So at your leisure, but before you're working with the discussion boards and assignments, you'll go through those pieces of each module. All right, and I just want to bring you back up to that syllabus for a moment to show you a couple of key pieces of information. One important one is, and please tell me I have it here. If I don't, I will place it here. My email address, which is lreyes, LREYES, @tacomacc.edu. I will make sure that that is placed in there. The other part of it, oh, here we go. I'm happy to see that I have placed it in there. Okay, you can either click on the link or you can copy and paste it. And I'm pretty quick with email. I'm typically checking email a couple times a day. during the week, and give me about 24 to 48 hours on the weekend, but I try to be as responsive as I can. It's the best way to reach me, in addition to the joint office hours that I'll be hosting with Jonathan on Mondays from 11:30 to 12:30, so 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Mondays. If those times don't work for you, I'm happy to schedule something individually. If we can't work it out via email, I'll give you a phone call or whatever we need to do. So you'll, in your leisure, go through this pretty carefully, this syllabus, but I just want to show you because I think it's important for you to know how your grade will be constructed. Scrolling down. And there's some important course policies in here, some late policies that you'll want to read carefully and email me if you have any questions. But here's what I wanted to talk about: the assessment structure. Those 4 assignments that I showed you that we'll talk more about next week are worth a combined 60% of the grade. So it's a big piece of the grade, broken down. The first and the last one, they're smaller assignments. Assignment 2 and 3 are larger, especially 3. So I want to honor the work you're doing with a larger portion of your grade there. We will be peer reviewing and I'll be giving you feedback before your final submission of those. And then 40% of the grade will be comprised of the weekly work that you're producing. So that's those discussion boards, responses, assignments, and those other pieces that you'll find within the weekly modules that have dates and with completion that you'll want to submit in Canvas. So that's my introduction for you all. I'll stop sharing the screen now and turn it over to Jonathan with HIM.
Great. It's a pretty well organized class, Lisa. I think that'll make it pretty easy to follow.
Yes.
My class is similar in how it's set up. It's got a weekly format. And right now it's a little bit outdated because I'm still doing some tinkering, but most of it's going to follow a similar format. So right in here, we've got, the introduction course tour. It's how you're watching this video. The syllabus is located right here. And then there's a syllabus quiz. The important thing about with a syllabus quiz is it's going through and making you verify that you understand some of the unique things about our contract between you and me. Some of those are just unique things like, what is my tardy policy? So for me, it's a pretty standard 10% per day, unless you have an issue. So there's nothing terribly, out of the world in the syllabus. So just take a look at it when you're ready. Instructor contact information. I've given you guys my cell phone number in addition to my office line. I'm primarily working from home still in a remote capacity. So if you have an issue, email is always going to be the best way to get a hold of me. And that's just jeasterbrooks@tacomacc.edu. You'll see that plastered everywhere. Canvas is a great way to email me as well. If you want to use Canvas messaging, that's all forwarded to my TCC email account. And then if you want to send me a text, feel free to do that. I'm generally a little bit slower than most on email responses, but you will get a response back from me. If you're needing something really emergent, feel free to call and leave a voicemail or just send a follow-up text and say, hey, I haven't heard anything. What's happening here? Let's see here, our textbook. This one should be pretty familiar. You're using the Oaks text, which is kind of our foundational one. You're going to use this throughout the program, so make sure you purchase it. Oftentimes students hold on to this as part of their professional library when they graduate. I know for me, I still have mine from way back when. It doesn't get any use anymore, but I certainly referenced it a few times when I had different positions in healthcare. One of the big things that you need to have, though, is an active AHIMA student membership. So if you're going to buy it in the bookstore, it's a combo package. It includes the membership. If you want to try to go the route of saving a little bit of money by buying a used copy of this book, if you can find one, then you could buy it a la carte from AHIMA directly. The student membership, it's $45. Now, if you're coming into the program and you have a professional credential like a RHIT or a CCS, CCA, something, unfortunately, you have to pay your professional rate. So that's going to be your $185 minimum. So it kind of sucks. I wish AHEMA would do things differently, but that's the way of that's just the rules we have to operate within. And I have no idea if you are a RHIT and you buy the bundle, what AHEMA does. So that's a great question for AHEMA. So I'd give them a call. One thing to note here, the discussion board rubric, it's slightly different than Lisa's, but I think it's pretty compatible in the sense of what we're trying to get you to do. You need to explore the topic thoroughly. You need to be concise with your writing, not ramble on, get to the point, have logic, have ordered appearance. So is it professional in nature? Really, we're not asking for a whole lot that isn't just, like just being pretty careful with your writing, right? So we're not really wanting to teach you how to write a thesis per se, but we want you to be competent when you're out in the workforce or you're writing a pretty important message to staff or a boss or something. Respondus lockdown browser. Some of the assignments or the bigger assessments in this class do require a lockdown browser. So if you need any help with that, e-learning, like Lisa referenced earlier, is a great resource for you. They can definitely get you squared. I've given you the link to TCC's e-learning support. They are open Monday through Friday. So don't make the mistake of needing help on the weekends like I just did, because guess what? They're not open. So Monday through Friday. Definitely let people know, not me or Lisa, other people in the college, if you want weekend support, because I think that's important. And I think it was short-sighted of the college not to offer weekend support. If you have any questions, this is a similar question and answer forum to what Lisa has in her class. Just keep in mind that, like she said, it is public, so other people are going to see it. So if there's anything personal in nature, or you're having issues with an assignment because of some sort of crisis that's happening, just send that as a direct message to me. If it's going to impact the English class as well, feel free to put both of us in. We're going to be staying in contact with each other. So if there's a particular issue that you're facing that is going to put your academic performance in jeopardy, Lisa and I are probably going to strategize and just say, hey, so what's going on? What do you know? What do I know? And let's see how we can make accommodations to help you. Our teaching philosophy is that every one of you can succeed. Every one of you can pass the class, and there isn't a reason why unless you don't want it. So I'm going to figure out ways to work with your schedule. I have a medically complex kid. I have an 8-month-old. I'm trying to balance this COVID craziness. So I understand crazy schedules, and I think you can still do it. It may need a little bit of creativity on our parts, but as long as you're wanting it and you're wanting to collaboratively work together to be proactive, I think we can find a reasonable accommodation. So. And then keep in mind too, this is the beginning of 2 years. So let's figure out how to get you the help that you need. The next module here is learning resources. You're going to be using a electronic health record platform called EHR Go. This is based on the VA platform, the Veterans Affairs. They have a Vista platform that's open source. So all of you guys are being provided with 1-year license codes. It may be 2 based on what I was seeing, but I think everything is indicating that it's 1 in terms of what's in the class. I'm going to try to get clarification for you there, but from my understanding, you shouldn't have to pay for any of this unless it goes past the 2 years. Here's the AHEMA information along with HIMSS. So AHEMA, American Health Information Management Association, this is our trade association that we're affiliated with, and we're accredited through their educational partner, KHIM. The other one they should be aware of is HIMSS. This is more of an informatics society, more IT focused, but health IT focused. Here's a lot of really good resources. Writing Tutoring Center, the citation guide from the TCC library, Al Purdue, and even that LibGuide that Lisa referenced by our amazing librarian. So these resources are going to be really helpful. I know for me, when I was in grad school, I actually used our citation guide because I had to do everything with APA, and that drove me crazy. So these guides exist for a reason. Save yourself some time. And then here's a answer key to the check your understanding questions in the textbook. So with the idea here being, as you're reading through, you'll be hit with some question prompts. And it's like, am I remembering what's important here? What was the main point out of this section? So this will give you the answer key so that you're able to really assess whether, track whether you're following or not, so that you're better prepared for the assignments and for the actual quizzes. So this is what a typical module looks like. Almost done with this overview. So you can see here, we've got the dates, we've got when things are due. Ignore those 2020 dates. Those will be updated momentarily. But the learner tasks are this is basically what you want to look at first. This is going to walk you through everything that's expected within this particular module. It'll show you the beginning dates, the end dates. What are we hoping to accomplish here? Those are your learning objectives. How do I accomplish that? Well, you have to read the following and you have to watch the following videos. So there will probably be some announcements that I'll use to enhance that, potentially some short videos if there's any stumbling points or questions that you guys are asking on the material. So, and then finally, now you have your 4 assignments. So if you click the links, that'll actually take you to the assignment themselves. So it's pretty snazzy that way. As you're looking through the material, you'll notice that we have lots of modules here. There's a midterm after week 5, and then it culminates in a comprehensive final during finals week. So it's a pretty standard class. I think you'll find a balance pretty easily. And the nice thing is we have several assignments that actually overlap to pull in that learning community aspect. So your very first discussion board in my class is actually going to force you or reference a section of the textbook from Lisa's class. So the idea there is that you're bringing in concepts that Lisa is teaching you and reinforcing into your writing within the class here. So yeah, so I think that's it. Let me stop sharing. And we talked about our office hours. So I just want to kind of reiterate that again. They're weekly, so every Monday from 11:30 to 12:30. If there's any problems that you're having accessing that, feel free to just email us if you need us both there. We're both pretty flexible in our schedules, and I think we can find a reasonable middle ground there. If for whatever reason one of us can't attend, I'm sure the other person can help take care of each other, or at least say, hey, you know what, I think I'm going to actually kick that over to Lisa because she's the writing guru and I write like an ape and you don't want me writing for you. So yeah. But yeah, we're excited to have you. I think this is going to be a fun class. You can expect weekly joint videos like this, walking you through what to expect for the following week. And hopefully that'll help you stay focused. So is there anything I'm missing, Lisa? You've done this before.
Well, yes. Just to underscore what Jonathan is saying, that I hope you'll see us as advocates. We're here to assist you. Both of us want to see you succeed. Please keep in touch with us. Like Jonathan was saying, I haven't found any students whatsoever who can't do the work of these courses. It's just if you're completing the work to the best of your ability and keeping in touch with us so we can make sure you're understanding the content, understanding the expectations. And then in terms of the workload, as Jonathan was saying, I taught this course last year, and something that I think was great between these 2 courses, this learning community, was that the due dates were kind of scattered. My assignments are due on on Wednesdays and Fridays. And I believe that Jonathan's are on Sundays. So yeah, it's a nice kind of scattered due date. Get the work in early if you're able, because what you don't want to have happen is it to be 10:50 on a Wednesday night, and then again e-learning isn't open, or you have a problem with your technology, or you're not understanding a concept. Try to think of due dates even 24 hours ahead of time. Procrastination for these 2 courses doesn't tend to work super well because there's a lot of intellectual work being asked of you. But one thing that I can say is none of it is busy work. It's all interesting, it's all important, and we're here to help you. So that's all I've got. I'm really excited to work with all of you this quarter. The overlap between the two courses is fantastic. Like Jonathan was saying, there's some of my assignments are referencing your HIM textbook. Some of Jonathan's assignments are referencing different discussion boards or different work that we're doing, or the something within our textbook in English. So I hope you enjoy that overlap. If you need anything explained, contact us, and it's going to be a great quarter. So I'm excited.
All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. And
Yes, have a wonderful
welcome.
week. Yes.